Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 125 of Sonic Boom TV. This is an unboxing video, but I've already unboxed it, so sorry. There should be some kind of anniversary, right, for 125? Seems like there should be a party and cake, ice cream or something. I don't know. Anyway, my last video, I mentioned my dad in it, and I said that he used to run like road races and stuff like that, and there was a guy that looked like Rod Stewart. This guy, he sees the video. My dad, I don't know if he's watched many of my videos, but he happens to watch that one, and he tells me, "Oh, I know that guy," and he tells me the guy's name and everything. He sent me a picture of him, what he looks like today. He doesn't look the same as he did back when he was young, but still, I thought that was funny. But anyway, got an unboxing. Got a new record in the mail today. I already opened the box. This is actually the box that was within the box. This is a record size box that was in a much bigger box that was wider and thicker, and they had like one little bubble wrap thing in there, and this was just shaking around in there, but it came out okay. So I haven't opened the record itself, but I have opened the box. So let's just pull it out and get to it. One of the albums that I've wanted on vinyl for a long, long time that wasn't available, or at least it wasn't available to a modern pressing, and that is Lillian Axe's Poetic Justice. Now, when I got it, the first thing I looked at, and I don't know that it's going to show on the screen, is I looked at the cover, and the back cover looks a lot better than the front cover. This is something I've always wanted, and I love this cover, and the graphic designer in me is kind of poking out. But if you could look at this lady's face, I don't know if it's going to show up on there, but it's got like, I think it's rosettes, is that what we call them? I can't remember the name. But it's basically when you scan a picture that's been printed already, you get these rings, sort of, that, and she's got a lot of that in her face, and these guys are looking kind of rough too. And I wanted to compare it to the CD, because I think the CD is, the CD is sharper. I don't know if it's not gonna show up, but from far away it looks okay. But if you're looking at it right on it, you can see these things, and there's a way to fix that. And this company, whoever put this out, first of all, I don't think they scanned it as good as they could have, and then they didn't do the one little simple fix that would have took most of that out, and it would have looked much more smooth. But besides that, and the words, the black in the words is kind of faded. It is kind of like that on the CD, so I'm going to give them a pass on that. It looks black, but it's really kind of a grayish tone, and the edges of it have a sharper black. So that was probably a mistake on the original version of the album. So I'll give them that pass on that, but it's still, whatever. But this is one of my favorite albums from the metal era, I guess. And this will lead into my my metal shows that are coming up, my heavy metal shows. And I'll talk about these when I get to them again. I will go over my Lillian Axe collection as of now after I open this. So let's just get right to it and open it up. Get the little guitar pick, a blue one. I don't really play guitar, but I have guitar picks, and I have a couple guitars. I tried to learn, didn't work. So let's see what we got. So I can already see it's a little disappointing. Let's see, just to make sure. Yep, no inner liner notes or anything. Just a cover and no printed sleeve. So that's disappointing. This is on black vinyl. It's got the Poetic Justice label. It's a semi-custom label, I guess. This is the kind of the last of what I like to say is maybe like the first wave of Lillian Axe, because they did change their sound. They don't sound like they used to. They were definitely a hair metal, glam metal, whatever you call it, band back in the day when in their first three albums. The fourth album, which I have on order as well, pre-order, uh, it it started to get different, and then they kind of phased into what they are now. And they're still a heavy metal band, just different. You know, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a different sound, and I like it. And I own all of their albums except the first one, digitally. And then I have some stuff on CD, and now I have this, and I'll show you the CDs in a second. But let's go over what's on this. This is the first 38 seconds are just like a music intro kind of thing, instrumental, and that's called Poetic Justice. It's 38 seconds, and they named the album after it. And then we get Innocence, True Believer, Body Double, See You Someday, Living in the Gray, Digital Dreams, Dying to Live, Mercy, The Promised Land, No Matter What, She's My Salvation, and A Moment of Reflection, which it's been a little while. I think that's an instrumental as well to go out, because it's only 1 minute and 45 seconds. So this album is like so good, and it came out a little late. I believe it was 92. So this is kind of the end of the road for the whole, you know, glam metal stuff. It was, you know, there wasn't much after that made it into the mainstream. Sorry, it's getting a little dry there. After that, it just kind of, the alternative rock scene took over, and you know, the glam stuff was gone pretty much by then. Although they did put Schizophrenia out, you know, on it was on IRS records at the time. I believe that was 94, 95. And then you can see it. I don't see a date on it. Oh yeah, we got 93. So they hurried up and put one out after that, and then that they were, I thought they were done, and I didn't know, you know, that they had put out any more music. And I don't know when they came back with their next one, but I didn't know they put out any music till maybe less than 10 years ago, but maybe more like 5 or 6 years ago. Just happened to be looking at a video, and Steve Blaze was on there, and he was at I think he was at a college or something, talking to some people. And he was playing songs as he was doing his little speech thing. And I was like, man, I can't believe that guy's still that good, you know? And then I looked them up on Wikipedia, and I was like, oh man, they have a lot of albums. And so thankfully my local library had a lot of these albums, and I was able to get copies of them legally, because you can download songs from the library here. So I got most of the stuff that way, and then I was trying to find this and the Love and War and the very first album, Lillian X, on vinyl, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And I don't think this one exists. This might be the first time it's been on vinyl. But I couldn't find anything. And then a month or two ago, I found out that this one and Schizophrenia were coming out. Were going to be available on Amazon, and so they had pre-orders up. So I put orders in for both of them, but nothing else. And I was wondering what's going on. Now, this is put out by Global Rock Records, and that's the label Lillian X is on now. And so once I ordered these, I was talking to a guy that I work with who's big into a lot of the same music as me, and I only see him every once in a while because I don't work in the office all the time, and he doesn't either. But a couple weeks ago, we were both there together, and we were talking, and he knows a guy that he's been in a lot of bands, and he's a singer, and he actually lives with the guy. You know, like him and his wife rent this guy a room or something. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, he was talking about it, and we got to talking about Lillian X, and he said that, I don't know if it was that guy or that guy's friend or somebody had ordered some of the other ones, and I was like, what other ones? And they're like, he's like, can't think of the name of it now, the newer ones, let's just say that. the ones that came out in the last few years. And I was like, what? And I couldn't find anything. I couldn't about it, And I didn't know that this one was going to be put out by Global Rock, so I didn't think to go look on their website. Well, I go look on their website, and they don't have them available to buy, but there's about 6 or 8 of Lillian Axe albums, all after this. This one on, I guess, to the end, which is sad because Love and War and the first one are really great. But they have the preview pictures of all of them, and I was like, well, they must be available. And he said that somebody he knows is getting some of them. So I went on Discogs and I looked them up. Sure enough, several of them have been released in Italy. I don't know why. I don't know if it's got to be Global Rock. But they're based in the United Kingdom, I believe, somewhere in England or somewhere. I don't know what it says. It just says UK. It doesn't say where. But and they also have Pottstown, Pennsylvania as an address. So they're available, and I'm like, and they're thing is, I don't know how to get them. I don't want to order them from somebody on Discogs because I don't know what's going on with them. I'm always afraid to order off of there, even though a lot of people get great things on there. I'm not very Discogs. I need a little more protection than that site offers. I think I use it just mostly to catalog my stuff and get ideas of what things are worth. But they're available, and the pricing seems okay. I think they're about $35 a piece, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But if you're gonna get it shipped from Italy, you're gonna pay a good bit, on a record. I'm sure it's probably gonna be $10 or $12, probably just to get one record sent to you. So then I'm in a point where I don't know. Maybe I should wait and see if there's gonna be a U.S. release or Amazon will get some or something. I don't know. So I keep checking Amazon every couple of days to see if anything's happened with another album, because I really want to get them all on vinyl if I can. That's why I've held off on the CDs, because I wanted to get them, but then I was like, maybe, I've been seeing a lot of reissues of things and bands from that era, so maybe we can get some of these. And then I saw Steve Blaze kind of hint at things one time. He doesn't really give away too much as far as what's coming out, unless it's definitely coming out. And so when I found out about these, like I said, I went and I've been on the hunt since then. So where are we gonna put this one? We'll put it in front of Molly Crew. So that one is great. I don't own the very first one, which is disappointing, but I can never find it. And it's available, but never could find it. So anyway, I have Love and War. Probably, if I had to rank albums of, maybe even I could throw this in all time of everything, it might be a top 10 album for me, man. It's just one that I love. Can hear it a million times. It never gets old. This one's on that level almost too, but this one beats it by a little bit. And then of course we got Poetic Justice. Next one is Psychoschizophrenia, and this one seemed, if I can remember, because I haven't listened to this one, the complete album, in a while, but it's more psychedelic leaning, and before they would just go on to get, I guess, more progressive is the word. But yeah, the artwork, and it's all weird and trippy. You get that. I got the whole. Hey, we're in this void of whatever with these pillars and weirdness. Oh, I know what I wanted to look up while we have you guys on the screen, but I'll show that after. Then we've got the newest one, From Womb to Tomb, which was put out by Global Rock as well. This is a really good album. It's I've listened to it a lot. They have a video out. They're working on a new video, I believe. I don't know if it's out yet, but I know. I don't believe. I know that they're putting out. So that was pretty cool. And then I bought this, which was the first thing that Global Rock put out for them. And it's Lillian Axe Psalms for Eternity, which I've talked about this before. It's 3 CDs: Earth, Sky, and Sea, or what each one's called. And basically, they're 10 tracks on each CD. The last song is a bonus song, new song. Then I guess they have 9 albums up to this point when this came out. So I guess Woman 2 must be their 10th. But the tracks go from newest to oldest in reverse order. So they got one song from each album. And they're not necessarily the best song from each album. So, they're the songs that were picked by Steve Blaze himself, like what he wanted on here. Not like the biggest hit songs, not saying that's not the best, but the biggest hits are not necessarily on here. They do have a lot of them. But this gave me a couple songs from the first album, which was good, and I already had a couple other ones, so I've got about half that album, in one form or another, but no full album, and I want to get it so bad, and I just can't find it. And if you buy an original record, it's like $125 or something like that. I'm not doing that. I can get a CD if I want one, for regular price, but I just haven't. I might do it before long, but who knows. And then that was it for that. I wanted to look at one more thing because I was doing a comparison, and yeah, I knew it. So the Lillian Axe Poetic Justice CD, back cover is the same. Lyrics. Well, you can't really see it with the light, but got lyrics sheets. Didn't include that and did not include that piece of art, which is a guy underwater. It says Poetic Justice, and it's got the lady with the axe again. So we lose that art. We lose the lyrics again. Maybe you can see them from back here. Yeah, we lose all the liner notes and all that stuff, which there's not much of that. But that's a sad thing that they didn't include that. And that could be a rights issue thing too, because IRS Records, Grand Slam, may own the rights to that. Who knows? Let me look at this real quick. I don't know, but I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of this. I love this cover. And I started looking at this, and I've always thought this to be a woman, but this could be a man. It's just an old person, whom I'm assuming is long dead by now, unfortunately. But this came out in the 90s, and we're 20-something years later, and almost 30 years later, I guess. Actually, completely 31 years later. Jeez, the 90s were a long time ago now. But yeah, so Lillian Axe, Poetic Justice, my first vinyl record by that band. One of my favorites in New Orleans. Other hair band or whatever that made it. We had Zebra and Lillian Axe, and that's pretty much it as far as the ones that made it big for a little while anyway. And so that's the end of this episode. Next thing I'm going to do, probably tomorrow or Saturday, we'll be starting to go through my heavy metal collection. And it'll be cassettes first, CDs second, and then records. And it's going to be multiple episodes. It's not all going to be one because the cassette one is going to be all at once. I'm hoping. I got to look at my cassettes before I really make that decision. But it is pretty much going to be all cassettes first because I don't have a lot. And then we'll go and do CDs, partial, pull some, look at them, pull some more, look at them, just do as many episodes as it takes. And, by the time we're done, we might be to episode 150. Anyway, that's it. I keep it under 20 minutes. Talk to you guys later. Bye.